Hello everyone, I'm Randy Ross. I'm actually coming to you from my front porch here tonight. It's not the television show, but I wanted to give you some of my feedback from the 2014 process, the election process.
Oh Lord, here she goes
it just
with
happens
her
that
feedback.
Chad Cronin is actually running the camera. He's a little bit crazy, just so everybody knows. Now,
Well,
here are
just so you know, it is true.
You're hurting
Look.
Harpo's feelings. Here are my honorable mentions for 2014. Brian Nelson handily wins the County Commission District seat. District 2 race. I think that everybody's a little bit surprised how poorly Alvin Moore did, but we're happy that Brian Nelson is in that position.
I'm not surprised because of Susan Clary's involvement in that Alvin Moore campaign. Discuss.
Mayor Dyer, wait, number 2, Mayor Dyer speaks out in favor of same-sex marriage. I expected this. That's not a big surprise.
Oh God, you and your same-sex marriage, all the gays. Clap, clap, clap.
Sunrail launches amidst lots of criticism and no nighttime service. I think they should have had some nighttime service.
Right, poor people do not only travel during the day, they travel at night too.
Okay, back to me. Soccer stadium versus the church. That's a big mess.
Just disgusting.
Saving Tinker Field and Uber versus the city of Orlando. Biggest disappointments: Uber versus the city of Orlando.
Biggest disappointment: soccer field.
The soccer stadium versus the church. Sunrail with no weekend or nightly service from the onset. And what's going on with the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center? I'm not pleased about the fact there's no water features out there and it looks like a fucking public park.
Oh, now she called it out. Now she called it out.
Okay.
Just like a true
Here
gay.
are my top 10 political moments from 2014. Number 10. Virginia Whittington nor Roberta Higgins Walton makes it into the November election in the District
Victoria Siplin.
County. I don't know how that happened. I'm not even going to try to explain it, but it did.
Just
Number 9. Norberto Katz loses his bid for judge. Again, I don't really know how that happened, but it did. Number 8. Surprisingly close race between Diana Tennis and Patricia Strobridge.
Shocking.
Strobridge won Osceola County, and I think a lot of people tend to forget Osceola County.
Well,
and
I've
actually gotten to know Patricia.
Diana ran a raising mix.
I like them both, but I got to tell you, I still supported Diana Tennis in that one.
I know you did.
Number 7, Linda Stewart, Joe Saunders, and Karen Casadena all lose state house races.
The Democratic Party sucks.
They were all too confident, and the party did not support them.
Thank you, Carlos.
Number 6.
Quote on Quality Smith. Okay, whatever. All right.
Number 6. Same-sex marriage is set to be legal on January 6th. This should probably not even make the list. I think it was already a train on the way to the train station. But with what's happening currently with Tiffany Moore Russell,
Randy asked me to marry him just tonight. Randy asked me. He gave me a ring. It's like a 5-carat.
Okay,
I had to say no, but
you are
just
taste. Can I get back to the show?
Get back to the show.
Number 5. Brian Duckworth beats Will J. It was a year of name recognition and gimmicks, and I loved both of these guys, but I specifically like Brian Duckworth, and he had a great campaign. And you know what? The Duckworth.
Oh, hello, PR professional. The bitch is good at her job.
Okay,
and she did like the duck.
Number 4, Rick Scott beats Charlie Crist. Democrats should never put all their eggs in one basket, and they ignored Nan Rich on this one. I think that was a big mistake. You cannot just focus on single issues. Yes, I supported Governor Scott.
She is single issue.
Whatever. Number 3, Eddie Fernandez loses the clerk's race. That's all I have to say. That's one of my most
That's all we can say right now.
Shouldn't have happened. I don't know how it happened. It's crazy.
And embarrassing.
Even Harpo doesn't know how it happened.
You know, Harpo, you should kiss Harpo.
Number 2. Number 2, and this was a tough. 2 and 1 were tough. Number 2, my good friend Mayor Teresa Jacobs, after a long and personal journey to find her way on same-sex marriage, comes out in support of same-sex marriage, and I think that's substantial. She had no political gain. There was no reason for her to do it.
Oh, my God. She only wanted to do it so
now,
she got the gays.
Here's my number 1, and I know a lot of you
Teresa Jacobs, a gay supporter. Give me
you
a break.
are just a mess. Here is number 1. And you know, wait a second. I need to...
Oh, God. Here she goes. She's going to have a drink. And now it goes off for number 1.
Here is
number 1, Randy Ross.
Number 1, political highlight of 2014, in quotes.
Listen up.
Someone like Commissioner Regina Hill is elected to Orlando City Council. I think that nobody thought she could do it. I think that she has illustrated already how wonderfully she's attacking the role of being a social commissioner in a district that relies on social issues. So good for Commissioner Jacobs. Those are my predictions.
Let me tell you something right now.
Wait, I'm getting ready to predict 2015.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I think that in 2015, I'm going to rely on Glenda Chauncey to give us some information about foreclosures and what's on the horizon.
I like me some Glenda.
I'm a good, I'm a fan of Glenda.
Give her a kiss.
She's extremely tall. She's
oddly
tall.
Oddly tall. Very tall.
Oddly tall.
Very tall. Very tall.
And I also think we're going to see, we already know that Miss Crabtree has already announced she's running against Alan Grayson. Alan Grayson will run for Senate. And we'll see that crazy Susanna Randolph get in the race for Congress.
Does she have crabs? Is that who you're talking about, Crabtree? I don't know. What?
Bottom line, what happens on the front porch stays on the front porch.
Hey, listen. If you got crabs on the front porch, you need to fucking get some lice right on the front porch. All right. Now, wait. Hold up.
No, that's in the show. That's in the show.
Bye.